Edward Grey, the last diplomat of old Europe. How the gentlemanly minister failed at the moment of truth. I'm Soldier Petr, and I'll show you the man who could have saved civilization with a single word. Sir Edward Grey, the most decent politician of his time, and perhaps for that very reason, the most dangerous. He had the power to prevent the World War, but he was too much of a gentleman to use it. Edward Grey, the embodiment of the Victorian gentleman. Elegant, educated, honorable. He loves fishing, birdwatching, and philosophy. In his free time, he translates Greek classics. In 1905, he becomes the British Foreign Secretary. At a time when Wilhelm is shouting around him, Poincaré is plotting revenge, and Izvolsky is scheming intrigues. Grey believes in civilized dealings between gentlemen. In an era when Europe is turning into an arena of madmen, it's like showing up to a boxing match with a flower. His tragedy is that he lives in the 19th century, while everyone around him is already fighting in the 20th. Belief in the balance of power. Grey believes that peace in Europe depends on the balance of power. Germany must not be too strong, but also not too weak. France needs support, but not guarantees. Russia is important, but dangerous. Tactics? Never bind oneself with commitments that are too strong. Keep your hands free. Be an honest broker among the great powers. That would work in a normal world. But the world of 1914 is not normal. It is Wilhelm's world. The world of Poincaré, Berchtold, people who don't play by gentlemanly rules. Grey thinks he's playing chess. In reality, he's surrounded by people with grenades. Fatal indecision. July 1914. The most critical month in the history of diplomacy. Grey has the power to decide the fate of the world, but he hesitates. The Germans ask, will Britain enter the war if we attack France? Grey replies, I don't know, I have to consult with Parliament. The French ask, will you help us against Germany? Grey replies, maybe, it depends on the circumstances. The Russians ask, will you support us in the Balkans? Grey replies, we'll see how the situation develops. Do you see the problem? No one knows where they stand with Britain. The Belgian card. Grey holds a trump card in his hand. Belgian neutrality. Britain has guaranteed Belgian independence since 1839. He knows that Germany is planning to attack France through Belgium. He tells the German ambassador. An attack on Belgium would be a serious violation of international law, but he does not issue a clear ultimatum. He doesn't say, if you invade Belgium, we will be at war within 24 hours. Why? Because he's a gentleman. Gentlemen do not make threats. Gentlemen discuss, negotiate, and seek compromises. The final hour. August 1914. German troops enter Belgium. Grey finally has a clear opportunity to stop the madness. He steps up to the podium in the House of Commons. All of Europe is waiting for his words. He could say, Germany has violated international law. We demand immediate withdrawal, or else we will be at war. Instead, he delivers a long, casual speech about moral obligations and the traditions of British foreign policy. Parliament approves the war only the next day, 24 hours too late. Mobilization is already underway. Trains are running. The first shots are being fired. On the evening of August, Grey stands in his office looking out the window at London. He says to his secretary the words that will go down in history. The lamps are going out all over Europe. In our lifetime, we shall not see them lit again. It is a beautiful poetic sentence, but also a verdict on the world that Grey helped destroy with his indecision. He had the power to turn those lamps back on. Instead, he let them go out. The price of gentlemanliness. Grey would remain minister until 1916. He watches as his civilized world turns into an industrial slaughterhouse. Soma. 1 million dead in a few kilometers of land. Verdun. 700,000 victims for a city that no one needs. Ypres. Thousands of young men gassed. 1916. They will get sick. He tells friends, maybe I could have done more. Maybe I should have been less considerate. Yes, he had. His consideration cost 20 million people their lives. Gray represents the tragedy of liberalism. A decent, intelligent, peaceful man who believed in the power of reason. But reason doesn't work against madness. Decency doesn't fight against ruthlessness. Gentlemanliness cannot replace strength when the world needs a decision. Sometimes peace requires the threat of war. Sometimes civilization needs brutal clarity. Gray didn't understand this until it was too late. His lesson? Even the best people can cause the greatest catastrophes if they don't understand the times they live in. Next time, I'll tell you the final story in this series about Gavrilo Princip, a 19-year-old student who, with his own hands, killed the old world. It is often the case that seemingly innocent individuals, those who appear harmless and beyond suspicion, can, in fact, prove to be the most profoundly dangerous and unexpectedly threatening forces one might encounter. This is truly one of the most remarkable and significant achievements of all the endeavors that have been undertaken.